Hi, my name is Packy, creator of Pack Rat's Shack. I upcycle furniture, build out of pallet wood, finish interior spaces, and have a vendor booth for my creations. Welcome to my world. Everyone wants to see how good you are. Stay until I'm done. He didn't do it. Yogi, down. Stay. Be a good boy and stay. We have to go over the piece for the people, okay? Introducing you to this piece that I was given by a good friend. You can see that the top is bowed down, but on top of it, this piece is loose. A lot of the inlays are missing up here and down here. It is on nice little rollers. It's a little wobbly like this on the top part from wherever it's attached under here, which I haven't gotten under there to look at yet. The rollers don't all work. It's of course filthy inlays that are still here are really not. And it's got neat little carvings and embellishments. This is similar going down the legs to what was on the table that I just did. And it had a centerpiece going up like that too, and it sold really fast. So it's also loose in some of these joinery areas. I do think this piece is a nice piece. And once I get it cleaned up and flipped upside down, I can check how it's secured to the tabletop and see what needs to be done to take away this looseness of it. But yeah, I'm just trying to process and figure out what I want to do. I think this is a good position where you can see it bowing down and the dirt that is coming off of it. So yeah, there's a lot of things that need to be fixed on it. I don't know if I'm going to remove some things, try to straighten the lines a bit, or leave it as it is. I think as I get to cleaning it, I'll just kind of start processing and figuring it out. And that is a good little boy who needs to get a treat. Look at him. It only took 5 or 6 times, but you're a good boy. That is a good boy. You want a treat? You want a treat? Good boy. Sit up. Sit up. Sit. Good boy. Shake. Shake. Good boy, Yogi. Be gentle. Good boy. And this is all my supplies I brought up. but there's all these cracks going off of every screw hole. These are all newer than the piece screws. They're not very long as far as getting through this piece and getting into the structure very well. If this whole rectangle piece needs to just be a brand new piece because of all the cracks, or I just fill it with a anchoring type of filler so that I don't have to worry about new peg holes that are in perfect position for that. So I can think about that for a minute. See, on these, they all need just taken out, sanded down for all the glue, old glue to be off and re-glued. But if I leave all these and I work on fixing that, even though that sounds stupid, could make it structurally sound again, and then I don't have to worry about lining up holes again. And I could just put everything back together minus the pieces that I've taken off just to make a straighter, more modern line around the bottom edge of the apron. So from afar, it really doesn't look bad. It looks kind of neat. And I will say I've always just loved the texture left behind after doing a transfer. They feel silky smooth. What I don't love about this is even though it's lined up for the planks, there's a line left from the joint of the two transfers. And then even worse than that is in order to line up one edge, it didn't line up perfect along the top edge. Now, whether that's just user error on my part and there was a way of manipulating it to line up on both edges, I'm not sure. But after you start sticking it down, because it matched up over here, you can't pull it back up. Being that I was already unsatisfied with the overall look of these lines going down, I decided to just let it go because I've got to do something about all of it anyway. So I think this is going to end up being some kind of layered artwork on top with the shiplap look being the background. And we'll just have to see where it goes. There's no point in getting irritated with any of this. It is what it is, and by the time I'm all done with it, it'll probably be what was meant to be in order to have encouraged me to go further. I'm going to start by taking the hangover off, and I'm just going to use a little bit of a light sandpaper, probably a medium fine grit. And you can tell it's damaging the finish on the paint, which is the protective coat, so I'll have to touch that up. So I'll use Spanish moss and touch up where the sanding is taking off the finish. And then in the last step, when I finish it after I've done everything and I finish it the last time, then that'll all disappear. This was a very successful piece for me. I love being able to be creative and make a piece of art out of a cranky, wobbly old piece of furniture. If it wasn't for me, it surely would have ended up in the trash, all forgotten about and never seen again. Not only did this piece push me into being creative, but also telling me when to stop. And I've had nothing but good feedback on it. Everybody that I showed this piece to just loved it. And the greatest thing about it is it's already been sold. There is no greater compliment to an artist than somebody buying your piece because they love it just as much as you do. Until my next creation is ready to upload, stay safe out there. And to my little support group that's always there, thank you.